Hi YouTube, this is VidHead85 here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Kathy Hochul and Chris Collins little race here. Erie County knows Chris Collins. Erie County has suffered under Chris Collins. Erie County has saw a reduction in public services, but yet an increase in taxes under Chris Collins. And he's supposed to be a conservative, or at least a fiscal conservative, but yet he's plunged our county, as far as I know, into massive debt. Now, while I have some issues with Mark Poloncarz, but I like to take a look at nonpartisan reports to get a objective picture of the administrations. I want people to know that as I researched Chris Collins, I've seen nothing but trouble. This man has refused to work with the Democratic majority of the legislature, of the county legislature, and consistently has vetoed so many things. Like, he just kept line vetoing everything, and there were not enough votes to override him, so his vetoes stood. He has, every time I see Chris Collins, I see anger. I see more pity than anything else. But if anything, he has cut daycare subsidies for single mothers who would have had to quit their jobs or had to take the hassle of finding alternative arrangements to keep their jobs. He also cut funding to the arts and the culturals. The legislature set aside $1.7 million, and I believe that they had to go to court in order to get that. I don't know if they actually got it. What he did do was a one-time $3 million grant to the Erie County Public Library. Now, I use the public library, and for many people to see that shut down, we don't have, the only library that I see around is one, and there's one in Lackawanna, and then there's one on Hochul in Delaware, but many people may not get up to that one. The Erie County Central Library is right downtown, and to see that go, that would have been more than a shame. It would have been a catastrophe. He's also, I do believe, I've seen Jesse Nash Center shut down. I do not know if that was under his administration or not. I do believe that it was. Jesse Nash Center, actually, it may have been when I was in high school, so that may have been before him. But he shut down healthcare clinics in low-income neighborhoods where, many low-income individuals depend on healthcare from free clinics and government clinics. He has been bad news for Erie County ever since I've been following Erie County, or ever since I've been following local politics. Kathy Hochul, however, while she may have some issues about her, at least she's, one, an independent Democrat, and two, she has, unlike Chris Collins, released her tax returns. People can tell where the money came from. People can tell what's been going on with her. But Chris Collins says that he won't release his tax returns because it may jeopardize his business dealings. Just like Mitt Romney, he won't release his tax returns because he says he's got something to hide. So if anything, Kathy Hochul also is more concerned about the jobs in her district than her own. When the Niagara Falls base was about to close, they were fighting to save that, she said, "I am more concerned about their jobs, not mine." Chris Collins, however, has been self-serving, laying off workers, but yet giving $186,000 in raises to people, department heads, while laying off workers, as I said earlier. And not only that, but Mark Poloncarz, as city controller, he has cut Mark Poloncarz's offices down to the bare bones. And that was mainly because Poloncarz opposed Chris Collins in many aspects as the county controller. Also, Chris Collins said that he had somebody, what was it? There was somebody that he hired, I believe, for legal services. He said $100,000 in the beginning, but he said $150,000 when he was going to the comptroller. And Mark said, no, I'm not going to write a check for $150,000. You said $100,000, that's what I'm going to write. That was it. But this man is very much along the lines of Scott Walker and Mitt Romney, who is more interested in having the job than doing the job. Not only that, but Byron Brown also allied with Chris Collins, and they had a non-aggression pact, which simply said, I won't campaign against you, you won't campaign against me. That's another kind of Tim Kennedy Democrat right there, or Republican, which I have my issues with Tim Kennedy. But back to Kathy Hochul. She has been looked at as being with President Obama, but she has also voted to repeal some of the more kind of funky provisions of Obamacare. And at least that, to me, says that she is willing to look at both sides of the question and make an honest judgment. She's also against DOMA, which is great, but she will look at both sides of the question and make a fair decision. Very much like my, hopefully, NY60 Republican contender, Mark Grisani. And Amadeo is also a lawyer, too, who is also pro-LGBT, which is great. So District 60, either way, we win in that race. But Chris Collins is bad for you, is bad for the district. Do not let him get a hold of Amherst and that district the way he got a hold of Erie County. It won't be pretty for you. He had rural decay also. That's another one. I believe that he starved the bridges and roads in the rural areas. But if anything, I'll go to my computer, Google things, and get more of Collins' record as well as Hochul's. Have a great day, YouTube.